Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth TV. My name is EJ Marino and I'm so excited to dive into a brand new movie. I'm talking about the personal history of David Copperfield. You know, the lack of Charles Dickens in my life led me to believe this was about a different David Copperfield. I was like, oh, the magician from back in the day? Cool. But no, this is an adaptation of a classic Charles Dickens novel, and I have to say, I enjoyed it for the most part. There's a cute factor to this movie that is very whimsical and eccentric. It's a fun look at some wacky, weird characters, especially when we have actors like Tilda Swinton and Ben Whishaw and Hugh Laurie and, oh my God, I mean, the center of this is Dave Patel, and we will talk about how amazing he is here. But yeah, I just really like the eccentric, over-the-top fun vibe that this movie has. That's the word I keep going for, is eccentric. I mean, when you cast someone like Tilda Swinton, you know you're getting a fun, over-the-top type of film. I do think it doesn't have the soul that I thought it would. With a Charles Dickens novel, I expected to be just in tears by the end of it. I do think some of the emotional things are a little bit ham-fisted, and I know they're being adapted from a classic novel from like the 1800s, I believe. So like I'm confused on my feelings of like I wanted to like the sad, the emotional, the heart of this a little bit more. It's there. I'm not saying that this movie has no heart and soul to it. I just didn't connect with it. It felt a little bit more forced. Where the weird side of the movie, the eccentric side, the fun over-the-topness, that's where the movie succeeds. So if it could have just balanced itself out a little bit, it could have had the fun and the heart and soul at the same time, it could have been perfect. It's not bad by any means. I just lean more towards this was a fun romp than a full, heartfelt, overall production. Dev Patel as the titular David Copperfield is an inspired choice. This is an actor I have been following for quite some time. He's not only handsome and entertaining, but he's a damn good actor and always lands a good role. Even if I don't love the movie, he's still the best part of it. I think he's the best part of this movie. He is so good. From his struggles of moving out and finding his weird aunt and her lodger that she's staying with, to just his journey and interacting with people, his weird stuff with donkeys. I mean, everything in this movie that he does, I am just engrossed by. Patel just has that thing in him that you just want to enjoy what he's doing. I honestly think his work here is strong enough to take him to award season. I'm not thinking he's gonna win, but in the slow year that it's been, I could definitely see him filling out a ballot of 5 people. Just how he invents this character in his own light, but also how he respects the classic source material. I've looked at reviews from classic, old school Charles Dickens fans, and they say he actually has what they want from his from this type of role here. So I'm only going from what I know of what people said and what I personally feel, but he is so good, so transformative, so fun. He's just a light and an energy at the center of this film that really makes me happy. But overall, the acting is where this really wins me over. If I don't love the story, which sometimes Dickens can be a little like, oh, that's a cute little fun story, but overall, the actors in this, Ben Whishaw is an actor I've been loving and loving more and more, and any movie that has my queen Tilda Swinton in it, you know I'm there, and she's so good. It's really nice to see her utilized well. All the actors are utilized pretty well here. I mean, again, Hugh Laurie is a character actor. I was like, oh, I'm from America, so he's house to me a lot of times, or one of the bad guys in 101 Dalmatians, but sometimes I forget he's good at just rounding out a character and a cast. He adds a layer to this that I definitely enjoy with his character. Again, all of the acting here is good, and they're playing these fun, weird, over-the-top, very Dickens-type characters, and they do that well. I just wish I liked this story a little bit more. Where this movie does win is when it starts messing with it a little bit, when it starts having some fun and breaking the fourth wall. We have Dev Patel introducing his own birth kind of thing. It's just stuff like that this movie really wins me over, when it's quirkiness, with its fun, actually attitude to it. I've seen so many movies this year that I feel like don't have their own voice, or they're afraid to be as weird as they want to be. I just saw New Mutants and I was just like, oh, that was fun and weird, but not as weird as I wanted it to be. Where a movie like The Personal History of David Copperfield, I'm like, but this movie is one of the strangest I've seen this year, and it's just not the fourth wall breaking, it's the weird vibe to this movie. And again, I don't know if that's in the actual novel. I need to go check out the source material that this is based on, because it intrigues me. Again, I don't love when it tries to get emotional and we're learning about his weird life, and it's a story of David Copperfield from birth to life, so we go through a lot: love, romance, emotions, family, struggles through like just money, and just all of that is in here. And that stuff is where I'm like, oh, this is the meat and potatoes of the story. But when they go to something weird and over the top, that's where I'm hooked again. This is a movie that I appreciate for its fun vibe of trying to be so honest and so true to its own tone and style. The director, I was surprised, pulled this out. I just wish I connected with it. And again, I don't know if that is me with my lack of source material, with the source material not speaking to me, or if it's just something that was lost in translation from the novel to the script to the final product. This is a type of movie that the only word that goes to my head is eccentric and maybe charming. It is so wholesome, so adorable, so nice. It's when we talk about like British people being a very nice group of people, this is it. It doesn't even have that weird Dickinson gross London vibe where it's like everything's like a fairy tale, which kind of like fits the rise of the character in this very like Cinderella-like story. So I like those elements. This movie is such a smile on my face. Even if I have some elements I don't love, I walked out of it smiling, happy, and that's all I could ask for a film like this. Alright guys, that was it for my review of The Personal History of David Copperfield. What did you guys think of this review? What do you guys think of this movie? It is out now in my state. It is out over the world. Go see this movie if you can. I think this is a fun, humble, little like earnest film, and that's all we could ask for in the 2020 craziness. Alright guys, make sure you guys comment down below, subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Alright guys, let's talk about The Personal History of David Copperfield down below.